Hey, Mark Rodriguez here, and you're watching the review Sanctum, or everything and anything may be reviewed. And today we're talking about a show I was really not expecting to cover, but I did binge watch it over Memorial Day, so I might as well talk about it while it's still fresh in my mind. We're talking about MODOK, this, I guess, animated cartoon kind of comedy series about the famous Marvel supervillain that works for AIM, and, you know, the giant flying head thing that appears in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you know what I mean? And just that now it's like a comedy instead of something serious, because MODOK is supposed to be, you know, to rule the world, and he kills people, he delights in killing people and shit like that. It's not a character you would make like a comedy about, so I guess it just kind of went with the idea that, hey, he looks like a weird, silly design, let's make a silly show about it. I don't know. And, yes, I know there's other shows out there based on Marvel, like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. But the thing is, they're on Disney Plus. I'm too lazy to buy any more streaming services. I already got Hulu. I got Hulu thanks to the Animaniacs, was it last year? Or earlier this year. It's kind of weird. I didn't mean to review the Animaniacs, but bottom line is, it's pretty cool. The original voices came back. I really hope that you're a fan of the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, because that's basically all you're going to see. Like, I don't really know, like, I guess the behind the scenes reason as to why the other characters didn't come back. Maybe they couldn't get all the original voice actors. Some people say some of the people like Slappy Squirrel and the Hippos and, what was it, the Goodfeathers and stuff probably won't work nowadays. I mean, the Goodfeathers themselves are based on Goodfellas. It was real old 90s film that was way more recent back then as opposed to today and stuff like that. But I don't know. There was actually an episode that acknowledged that the Animaniacs are kind of carrying the show on their own, and that where's everybody else and stuff like that. And at the end it was a cameo of all the characters. It kind of explained why you're not there. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's kind of like, okay, so you got them there, now you're going to bring them in. No, the rest of the season is still more Animaniacs and just Pinky the Brain. I think there's supposed to be a second season. The theme song hints that they're back for 2 seasons, so I don't know if they're going to bring back the other characters, or, you know, maybe this was like a test to see if people still like Animaniacs or whatever before they start bringing in everybody else. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll review, if there is a second season, I'll review it, or if there's like enough, I guess, comments and demand down there, I'll rewatch it and review it a second time or something like that. We'll see. But anyways, on the MODOK, which is, I believe it's a metal organism designed only for killing, and he leads AIM and stuff, and this is a comedy-based series. Like, despite the fact he's a super villain, and obviously he's super intelligent, he's got all these dangerous weapons and all this shit, he's still portrayed as your typical, like, bumbling idiot, you know, all whiny, and whenever there's plans, like, there's like the obvious solution, but he comes up with stupid, overcomplicated, you know, TV sitcom type plans. He just makes the situation worse and worse and worse. So anyways, in the first episode, I guess we're going to attack the Avengers building, but he already texted about it on social media, so they already knew he was coming, and apparently he's been doing a bunch of stupid shit like that recently, to the point where now AIM is fucking bankrupt, and it's like gone, so he lost AIM, and now this other company called Grumble, which is of course based on like Google and all these other social media type things, they offered to buy the company, but now they're going to be in charge, and MODOK still, of course, wants to be in charge. But another thing is that apparently MODOK has a family and kids. Now the weirdest thing is that I was doing some research. Apparently in the Marvel Comics, there was a story where MODOK at least imagined himself having a wife and kids. So those same characters are based on that comic arc. I'm surprised. I thought literally this was just made up for the show, but they do exist in the Marvel comic arc. Maybe not in that manner, because here it's like stereotypical family, you know? So he has a wife, and he has a daughter. The daughter looks just like him, another like floating big head thing. And it's kind of funny because they had another kid too, and it's kind of funny because, like, the daughter, I forgot her name, but the daughter is like she looks like MODOK, but she's normal, while the kid that's more the like regular human, he's the one that's all weird and just like, I don't know, very awkward socially and stuff like that. So anyways, MODOK spends so much time trying to get AIM back and whatever that I guess it affects his family life. So the episode ends with his wife now wanting a divorce. So now the rest of the season has multiple things. Like, one thing is, he wants to get AIM back. AIM is now charged by this guy named Austin, with this kind of like your modern day bro, dude, chill, what's going on, man? And whatever, he's in charge of everything. And he keeps like demoting MODOK to other positions and stuff like that, like lower things. And there's this like evil scientist lady named Monica that works under MODOK, but she hates him, she can't stand him. And she always does like crazy experiments and shit like that. And now she's been promoted like above him and stuff, and like, yeah, now she really lets, I guess like she hated him but had to kind of put up with it because he was the boss. Now he's no longer the boss. Now she can like openly hate him and detest him and everything. There's even an episode where they just like finally just come to blows and shit, like holy crap. And there's a scene, oh god, where she even fucking kills MODOK. And then she's like, I'm not through with you. And she spills some kind of, I don't know, I guess, reviving fluids that bring him back to life. And MODOK comes back and he's like, oh my god, all the religions were lies. And all that, like, oh god. So yeah, it is pretty funny. I'll give it that. Some of the situations, some of the jokes, some of the comments are pretty funny. And like I said, so he's trying to get AIM back from Austin. And Austin himself is working for this evil, sinister organization or whatever. So there's like mystery behind what's Austin, really up to, whatever. At the same time, he's trying to fix his marriage because, of course, they're divorced. He's now living on his own. The wife is now going out with Wonder Man and shit like that. So he's trying to like, regain the family, get the family respect, and also like, get the wife back. But at the same time, there's a time-traveling adventure that kind of affects the rest of the season. In one episode, they accidentally go back in... Well, they went back in time for something else, but what happened is that they ran into, I guess, MODOK when he was still in college. And the thing is, of course, back then, MODOK, which is stupid in college, but you know what I mean. If you overlook the fact that there's a fucking big head flying thing as a college student, right? But whatever. If you overlook the fact of that, at that time, his big goal was to, of course, world domination, rule everything, form a utopia in this image, and all that kind of bullshit. So he didn't like the fact that when he saw his, I guess, modern day self and everything with the family and shit, he doesn't like the fact that, he ended up being a failure. He never ended up ruling the world or nothing. He has a family now. Like, what the hell? Wife and kids, what the fuck? And like all that. Like, he basically threw it all away for the family, and he doesn't want to do that. So he thinks that if he can wipe out the family, that'll like take away the distraction that caused him to like not be like the world ruler in modern day. So yeah, so this guy actually comes back in future episodes as a constant nemesis on top of all the other problems that the show already has. And problems for the character. And there was something else that happened too. Oh yeah, that was a funny episode. Well, not a funny episode, but it was kind of a clever episode because they actually featured Arcade. Arcade's like this guy in Marvel Comics too that he always has like these amusement park type like super elaborate death traps. He likes to make like killer mazes and killer games and all kinds of weird shit. He's usually like an X-Men villain, but he's kind of a villain for everybody else. And you might remember him from the old video games, Spider-Man and X-Men with Arcade's Revenge. That's where I first was introduced to the character. But yeah, he's a murderer for hire, but he likes to create like robots and traps and mazes and all kinds of shit. So they did a thing where like MODOK woke up and his family's back to normal. They're all loving him and shit. He's falling for it. While the real family is tied up somewhere with these syringes full of, I guess, killer liquid or whatever. And MODOK does, come and save him in time. But then the thing is that, like, there's other fake family members. Like it's so weird. It's like, there's like 3 different rooms. Yeah, because it's 3 family members. 3 different rooms that all 3 of them have, like, the wife, kid, the wife, brother, and sister, wife, brother, and sister, wife, brother, and sister. But the thing is, like, one of them is real in each situation while the other 2 are robots, but the bad thing is that the robots themselves don't know they're robots, so they all believe that they're all real and everything. So when MODOK comes to save them, now there's like 3 sets of family members and they're all intermixed, so it's really hard to tell. It's not like if like these 3 are robots. No, they're all intermixed, and of course 2 more MODOKs too. And like I said, everyone thinks that they're all the real one and shit like that. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking clever. It's a comedy show and shit, but that's a fucking clever trap right there. And then like I guess they all gotta kill each other because if they don't do it within the time limit, like they'll just kill them all anyway or whatever. And it's just so funny because the way they figure it out, it's like they're not really figuring it out. They're just killing each other and getting real fucking lucky that they're killing like twins instead of like their actual selves, you know? And because whenever you kill someone, they pull out like a big computer chip or something. Okay, that proves he's a robot. But it's just so funny because like they're killing the wife, they're killing the daughter, and like just blindly without really knowing. Like they, you know what I mean? Like it's just silly. Like I know they try to do those, let's ask them questions or whatever, but like they just killed each other blindly and super luckily that they killed robots and not themselves. And in the end, they ended up with 2 of the kids. I think the kid's name is Lou. I don't know what the fucking stupid name is that, but the 2 kids are just so similar, and you know how it is. There's too much of a risk for error of them, you know, to kill each other, of killing the real one. So just whatever. They just keep them both. So like now they got 2 of them. Now they got 2 of them, and they both treat them exactly the same and stuff like that, despite the one of them's a robot. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, the whole show also has the whole thing about the kid having a bar mitzvah coming up. And him just being weird and whatever, and they want him to kind of like Bobby, you know, like the whole, you know, that kid ain't right. I tell you, the whole thing. You want him to act normal for his bar mitzvah and whatever. And in the end, the time traveling version of MODOK comes back. There's a big thing there. And I didn't know. I was expecting it to end on a big cliffhanger. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it does end for a big cliffhanger. So I guess you're already assuming a second season. So what can I say? The animation is like kind of like that stop motion stuff you use like Robot Chicken. So it's kind of like, I don't know, they look, because Robot Chicken looks like literal action figures. Here it almost looks like CGI rendered cartoon, but I guess it's still stop motion animation. I don't know. But what can I say? It's an entertaining show. It's entertaining. I heard other people were complaining because I guess this is like the first Marvel show that has nothing to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's like a comedy. And it's a villain, of course, because, come on, it's kind of like, I don't know, I mean, I know that MODOK looks like a weird, big-headed thing, but he's supposed to be a very serious, like, you know, don't fuck with him kind of character, that I guess he's very inhuman, he's devoid of that kind of emotion, so it's kind of a weird character to make a silly series. So basically, it would be like if someone wanted to make, like, Mr. Sinister as a goofy person with a goofy family and day-to-day shit, or fucking, I don't know, who's someone else that's real, like Doctor Doom is kinda, I don't know, because Doctor Doom, I know he's serious, but he's kind of silly too with the whole, you know, Doom this, Doom that, Doom does not like this, so like with him, I can kind of sort of see it, like they serve him eggs for breakfast, like what's this, the eggs are slightly, you know, burnt. Doom will not stand for slightly burnt eggs. I can kind of see that kind of thing with him. Or if something gets fucked up, has nothing to do with Reed Richards, and he'll still be like, curse Reed Richards for these burnt eggs. And like I can kind of sort of see that because he does have a lot of little things he could kind of poke comedy from. But like I don't know, it would be like Mr. Sinister or maybe Magneto or someone. So in other words, like it would be like a character that is super no nonsense and making a weird ass silly comedy show. So I can see a lot of people just don't like it that they went that route. They took this character and that's a comedic show, and also the fact that it's a Marvel show but it's got nothing to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff like that. But outside of that, I mean, what can I say? The show, I mean, it's entertaining for what it was. I was working on my videos. I was like, yeah, it's on. I'll just turn it on and let it run. And I actually like the more it went going, the more I was actually like watching with attention and kind of, oh, okay, well, it's kind of cool. And the arcade episode, that one, I just dropped everything I was doing and just watched the whole thing with arcade. That was that's probably the best episode for me of the whole thing. Because just the trap is so fucking clever. The whole episode with like, will this dumbass wake up and realize his family's faking time so that they can save his family? And then the whole twist at the end where like the family members are intermixed with robots and they all believe they're all, like all that shit. Just all that shit. That was a very good episode. I love that. That was probably my favorite one. And of course, for all the Marvel geeks, there's lots of like, you know, references and stuff, like Captain America's shield, Iron Man's in it, Wonder Man's in it, what can I say, like when they're looking for weapons and shit, they mention stuff like the Cosmic Cube and the Ultimate Nullifier and other such things that exist within the overall Marvel Universe, which is kind of cool because, you know, this is a cartoon, it's not tied to the MCU, they can go beyond the stuff that has not appeared in the MCU yet, so that's kind of cool and stuff like that. And, what else can I say? I also like there was a flashback as to why Monica hates MODOK so much. And apparently, like back in the day when she was first hired, because she wanted to be like a scientist and all that shit, and work for MODOK. I guess she looked up to him at some point or whatever. So there's a scene where she apparently killed an Avenger off screen. Like, you know, the scene already starts with the Avenger already being dead, and you can't tell who it is or whatever. And MODOK was like, "Oh my God, you killed one of the Avengers," and like one of the big ones, you know, like if they ever made a cinematic universe or something, like it would just ruin the whole thing without that one. In fact, this person is so awesome, we're not even gonna mention their name and stuff like that. That was kind of funny, like whatever, I don't know who they killed and stuff like that. And when they did that, like when the other henchmen showed up, MODOK took credit for it, so she got pissed, and that kind of started the whole resentment towards him. But that was kind of funny. The whole thing about the, you know, if there ever been a cinematic universe about this in the future, you know, that this took place before and all that. So it's kind of funny. And then it was also like another scene that showed like a flashback of, I guess, the multiple failures of MODOK and stuff like that. So of course, like it would be off screen, but you still see that MODOK in one future got blasted to death by Iron Man. In another future, he got the Captain America shield thrown right through him and shit. In another future, he got like the Scarlet, the Black Widow's stinger thing just frying him to death and shit. And Hawkeye's arrows and the Hulk just bashing. So it's like the movie Avengers, you know, because you know they got so many different Avengers. I'm surprised you even referenced Wonder Man in this, but you know what I mean, like the movie ones. So that was kind of funny. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna just stop there before I just go on and on and on. So I guess I can say I did enjoy the show a bit more than I thought I was going to, I guess. And I guess if the second season comes up, I'll check it out, you know. And that's all I can say. It was unexpected. When I saw the commercials, I thought it was like, you know, stupid. I just got lazy. I was doing my stuff. I was like, you know what, MODOK's, you know, it's on Hulu. I got Hulu. I'll just let it play in the background when I do what I'm doing. I was working on Video Game Masters, by the way, and I just watched it all, and here I am reviewing it. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what's gonna happen. The cliffhanger does kind of leave me wanting to see what happens. So whenever they make season 2, I'll probably cover that too. And this time I'll be watching it like more like on purpose. But overall, bottom line, the show wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was entertaining. You just gotta get, you know, just get in your mind, it is a comedic show. It's a different take in the character. It's a comedic show. I love all the references and all these little characters that appear here and there. So, you know, you got that. Like, not everything has to be tied into MCU. Not everything has to be super serious or whatever. And, you know, that's how it goes, you know. So anyway, guys, Mark Rodriguez here. We'll see you next time. And like I said, if you guys want me to, I guess, go back and rewatch Animaniacs, I can review that if you want me to, or whatever. That's up to you guys. But as for right now, that's it for the Review Sanctum, where everything and anything may be reviewed. See you next time.